Shalawam, giving all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and SHALAWAAM, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of you, Barakyam, to the BAYATH, DAWADA, to the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, which means he exists, or he is to be. The true name of the Son is YAHAWASHI, which means he is the deliverer. All right, and this is the brother Marar. Right back at you with another lesson. And pretty much there's a lot going on all over the world. Over there in in the UK, Gog and Magog. You got tensions mounting between the whore NATO and the bear over there. Okay, you got tensions escalating between Iran and Israel. Okay, you have all sorts of internal issues in Babylon the Great, from shortages to crime. It's just crazy. Okay, and to the north of us in Canada, you got freedom truckers, massive Canadian freedom truckers with massive protest convoy may smash a world record. Okay, so the whole world is in uproar, and this was updated just an hour ago. It says truck drivers in Canada are protesting the dates on their industry with a massive convoy that may break a world records. Okay, because one thing that's gonna happen with these protests, you can expect more shortages. I want to play this video from 7.
So you want to know where to invest $1,000 right
No, it's real quick, to the point,
now? Well, forget about stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency.
This is 7. We have supermarkets across the country now reporting that there are shortages in many different sectors, not just food, but in terms of medicine, other products. Although it has been brought up, as we see a lot of these items missing, they made sure to get the Valentine's Day candy and all that stuff out in stock on the shelves en masse. Doesn't seem to be any of that missing. Also, it seems like all the Chinese goods keep coming into the country somehow, except for the vitals now. Now the vitals are getting shut off left and right. And a lot of this was connected to the truckers kind of striking up there in Canada. And then they were kind of forcing the government to have to do something, step back, or they were going to shut everything down. Well, now the United States is facing kind of the same thing here, as there's a mandate that's supposed to go into effect on the 22nd for truckers, as we see these supermarkets already saying that things are short. Now, if we look at imports, they're now saying that imports are going to take up to 3 months to get in here. If you want anything from Asia or the other part of the world, they're saying expect 3 months because of the bottleneck and everything that's going on. We are living through one massive staged event, guys. Sure enough, I hope you have a plan to get through this. Or if you're just now realizing what's going on, you're starting to get one together. This time next year, there's no telling where things are going to set. And this is all...
Hey, and this is only going to get worse and worse, man. A lot of these people, they're going to starve. Right? Men, women, and children.
Hundreds of truckers continue to roll east. And with more joining the movement with each passing city, feelings towards vaccine mandates have heightened.
And I advocate civil war. If people...
Hey, man, that's the spirit. People are tired of this shit, man. Let me rewind that.
Hundreds of truckers continue to roll east, and with more joining the movement with each passing city, feelings towards vaccine mandates have heightened.
And I advocate civil war.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. All right, that's prophecy. The prophecy in Isaiah says that Egyptian shall fight against Egyptian. You see, the prophecy in 2nd Ezra says that there shall be sedition among men. So it ain't going to just be in, amongst Babylon,
If people don't want to stand up, we've got guns, we'll stand up and we'll bring them out.
While this sentiment is shared by a fraction of protesters, It's visible in their social media discussions, with some calling for Canada's version of the January 6th insurrection. This national security expert says it's unlikely the so-called Freedom Convoy is as organized as what happened in the U.S. Capitol, but
the rhetoric that we're seeing, hanging politicians, driving trucks through 16-foot walls, this kind of stuff is disturbing and definitely will be on the minds, I think, of security officials going forward.
On Tuesday, police forces in Saskatchewan noted about 1,200 semis were part of the convoy, and more are joining, with drivers coming from the Maritimes, Quebec, and Ontario.
Demonstration associated to the Freedom Convoy.
Police agencies in Ottawa are preparing. The city's police service held an emergency meeting with its council, addressing concerns in case the demonstration becomes restless. But one political analyst says Canadians are looking for clarity around pandemic measures.
Far fewer Canadians are interested in demonstrating in Ottawa, and fewer still are interested in trying to foment any kind of violence.
The Canadian Trucking Alliance noted about 90% of drivers are vaccinated, meaning they won't face a quarantine period if crossing the border. The transport minister says the government worked with the industry when creating this policy.
So this was the right time to encourage the remainder of our...
Hey man, all praise YAHAWAH. It's going down. All right, now check this. I just want to read this one though, but I'll just play it real quick.
Elon Musk is about to shock the world, and it could mean big things for investors who make their move.
Okay, it says newly proposed South Carolina law will make it a crime to ask about your juice status. So, man, up there in Canada, they're divided. They're speaking about civil war. Out here in Babylon, they're divided. There's talks of a civil war. You know, so we're not in the peace, man. We're in a time of war. We're in a time where people are going to go up against the government. Okay? It says, a 70-kilometer long Benjamin Dietrich, spokesman for the Freedom Convoy 2022, told the Toronto Sun, I have seen footage from an airplane. It's impressive. The Freedom Convoy left from Vancouver for Ottawa on Sunday to protest the federal government for cross-border truckers, which took effect on the 15th of January. The Canadian Trucking Alliance estimates that roughly 15% of truckers in the country are not blank, or about 16,000 truck drivers. Okay, Canadian province announces plan to impose fine on the unjust. Protesters and supporters for a 19 date for cross-border truckers cheer as a parade of trucks and vehicles pass through Baker Falls outside of Thunder Bay, Ontario on Wednesday, January 26th. Guinness World Records show that the longest convoy recorded took place in Egypt in 2020, coming in at nearly 5 miles. All right, Canada in 2 days, Ottawa will become the world's biggest truck stop. 5,000 trucks joined by trucks from the U.S. and 1.5 million people will demand an end to the discrimination, introduce tyrannical grip. The largest parade of trucks consisted of 480 trucks and is achieved by Taya Mr. Fun Egypt in Cairo, Egypt on November 20, 2020. Guinness states that on this website with a length of 7.5 kilometers, Taya Mr. Fun was able to organize a parade of 480 trucks amid the harsh weather and heavy rain, breaking the Guinness World Records title for the largest parade of trucks, which was achieved 16 years ago in the Netherlands with a parade size of 416 trucks. Man, so hey, call halalyam la, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. Canadian trucker part of the Freedom Convoy shares a video of supporters cheering them on. So you better believe this is going to cause a lot of these truckers to quit, and it's only going to fuel the fire of the shortages, of the anger, you know, of the sedition, of the Egyptian against Egyptian. You see? And this is another protest out there in D.C., okay? It says anti-blank activists march in D.C., a city that mandates, okay, to protest the dates. Thousands of protesters from across the country, including some of the biggest names in the movement, descended on National Capitol Sunday for a rally against the dates. Almost 2 years into a scandemic that's killed more than almost 1 million Babylonians, the gathering on the National Mall was a jarring spectacle. A crowd of demonstrators, many unmasked, decrying the dates in the middle of a city that has adopted the mask and the juice dates to reduce sickness and death from the surge of the different variants, which has battered D.C. for weeks. Organizers have estimated that 20,000 people would attend the rally, marching from the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial, according to a permit issued by the National Park Service. A smaller crowd of several thousand had arrived on the mall by early Sunday afternoon. Some were white-haired, others were being pushed in strollers, most were white, and many were geared with slogans supporting former President Trump. A group of men in front of a cart with a "Don't Tread on Me" flag started chants of "Let's go Brandon" and "F Mr. Biden." Two cheers. The few who wore masks risked the tirades of a man screaming, "Takes those masks off, it's all a lie." Later, about 10 men wearing insignia. See, people are waking up to the bullshit, man. Okay, people are realizing that it's all a scam. People have had it. People are angry. Okay, so the country, man, is completely divided. Okay, this is Matthew 24, and I'm sorry, I should be in 12. Actually, I could read 24 too, right? I'll start at 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? And we hear about that between NATO, Ukraine, Gog, Magog, the whore, right? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, right? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It's all according to the plan of Yahawah BAHASHAM, because the third woe is coming quickly, okay? But there are other prophecies that must be fulfilled, such as the hour of temptation, the charagma of Rev 13 and 16, the martyrs, you see, Jacob's trouble, a time like no other, okay? We're very close to these prophecies popping. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, NATO, Ukraine, Belarus, Russia, Babylon, USA, okay? And there shall be famines, which this a whole trucker protest. You're going to have a lot of people quitting. It's going to cause a huge strain on the already decaying supply structure of Babylon, man, and all over the world. Okay, it's going to be a worldwide thing. It says, and pestilence, which they just saying that, you know, there was a monkey that broke out and somebody tried to catch it and they got pink eye. Man, okay, and earthquakes in diverse places. There's more earthquakes that hit Haiti. There's earthquakes all over every day. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. All of these actually signify the birth pains, because this is likened unto a woman in travail who birth pains compass in her womb. This is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahawashi knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand? And that's exactly what we're witnessing. We're witnessing Satan attempt to cast Satan out. Okay? So this kingdom ain't going to stand much longer, man. Right? This is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay? Starting with apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you know, and their elders, that's what they have been doing for decades, man. You know? So now we're at the time where we see, you know, Elon Musk and all this talk about, you know, brain implants and the metaverse is here. You know, people have already got the implants in Sweden, the Karagma. There's a lot of people that's walking around with the Karagma, man, that willingly took it, you know, just so they can lock their door or have a secret cabinet in their home. You see? So how much more if someone wants to walk again, you know, someone who can't see, who wants to see, you see? They put one of those implants in a monkey, and the monkey was playing a video game with his mind. Those are those left-hand miracles, man. But these are the times that we're living in. All right, we see the third world popping off. And you can't forget Ezekiel 37, the Valley of the Dry Bones. Bones coming to his bone. The northern kingdom is linking back up with the southern kingdom. The elect are being sealed. Okay? And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we're in the time where Yahawashi is about to pay this place a visit. Okay? The Yahawashi is about to visit this place. And when you look up the word visit, it means to afflict. All right? To afflict, to plague, to punish. All right? It tells you in Isaiah that I will punish the world for its evil. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's what these things are. These are uproars of the people in the world. They're pissed off at the government, right? The government let them down. They're being oppressed. They're realizing that they're just slaves, and this is their way of mourning. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, so this is how these people are mourning, you know, through the rallies, the protests, them chanting "Let's go Brandon" or "F Joe Biden." That's them mourning. Okay, but it's gonna come a point where it's gonna get physical. It's gonna get bloody. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? Because the wicked are in rulership, the wicked elite bankers, the Edomites, man. Okay? This is Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, the modern day Egypt is USA. Right? Behold, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahawashi, Yahweh's going to send his son Yahawashi back. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. And that means a chariot. He's going to come back very, very fast as lightning coming from the east. Okay? And shall come into Egypt. You know, chariots are going to come and block out this continent. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved out of his presence. The White House, they just removed the statue of Theodore de Roosevelt, which that's a spiritual omen. That the red horse, the black horse, this man's being taken out of power. And also that Israel shall no longer stay upon him that smote him, man. Because that statue is signifying us being taken down. But now that statue has been taken down. So guess what? Esau, he's going down. Okay? So the White House is an idol. These cities are idols. Statue of Liberty an idol. Right? And that movie Planet of the Apes that showed you the Statue of Liberty cast down, man. Right? And the idols of Egypt shall be moved out of his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt. In the midst of this, people ain't going to know what the fuck to do. They're not going to have no answer. With all their technology in their left hand, wisdom and sacrifices unto Satan, it will not deliver them. Satan works for the Most High. Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. We're witnessing that. We see how they're being set amongst each other. You know, the people that voted for Biden, all right? The people that are suffering from these dates and, you know, whatnot, they're going to take that shit out on them. You see? People are divided over Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, all right? People are divided over sex. Men are against women in this society. It's completely retarded, okay? And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. But you heard what the guy said in the video. I believe they were up there in Canada. So this is going to happen all over, man. Right? This is 2 Esdras 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh. And that's going to come in the form of civil war. That's going to come in the form of economic collapse. That's going to come in the form of racial tensions. You see? That's going to come in the form of false flags, man. Lockdowns. All right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, right? People already come against the government, man. That whole march on D.C., that's sedition. Okay? And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. I mean, they're not going to regard what the president has to say, what the mayor, what the governor, what any one of these people, politicians or people who have some sort of power. They're not going to give a fuck, man. Okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Because these cities are going to be casted down. These cities are going to be blockaded, besieged. Checkpoints. You don't have to show proof of paperwork or proof of jab to get in. Okay? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and they are troubled with crime. They're troubled with poverty. They're troubled with drugs. They're troubled with STDs and all sorts of diseases. Okay? The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Man, that's exactly what's coming. Okay? Because with this whole trucker thing, that's going to cause shortages. So when there's no food in the grocery stores, the neighbors are going to come knocking at your door. Right? But hey, man, I pray that this was edifying. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH. Double honors unto apostles and elders of Great Millstone. SHALAWAAM, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessing to the elect. SHALAWAAM.